When I'm in a not working competition and my opponent is Blood Bowl 3, Monka S, my reaction when MRW when I'm in a not being good competition and my what's that? You know, you're right. That noise. I have my fan on. 1 second. You just got a little preview of the kind of ventilation that we got going on in here when I'm on the Peloton. Oh, what the heck was even is my lumbar support? Did you see this clip of Limmy in Dead by Daylight? There's absolutely no question Limmy is the funniest person on this website. This is Limmy getting caught in Dead by Daylight. It gets me every time. I thought maybe I was like, oh, you didn't hear it because there was sorry, I was muted. I had it muted. Oh man. Okay, here you go. Now oh, dude, get ready. Oh.
You still nailed me!
Oh, you gotta admit, it's even funnier when you can actually hear it, right? Can you translate? He's speaking English. He said he's nowhere near me. So funny, huh? Yeah, okay, let me see what you think. Motherfucker puts on like 10 seasons of Bob's Burgers. Yo, you gotta watch this season. Episode 7 is hilarious. Bob makes a hamburger, only it uses Spam instead of beef, and he calls it a Spam burger. I was killing myself laughing. No, Bob's Burgers, it's a comedy, but what's great about it is that it's not funny at all, but it does have a good heart. That's what I like the most in my comedies. Yeah, no, I know, like it's a comedy and like stereotypically comedies are supposed to be funny, but this one's different because it's not funny, but Bob's like a good dad who tries his best. That's Bluey? Bluey can be kind of, there's some humorous moments on Bluey sometimes. There's no Sesame Street. Do you hate Archer as well? I hate Archer a lot more than Bob's Burgers. But that's not really Archer's fault. It just was like Archer is peak late 2000s, early 2010s. Wink and nod humor, like self-awareness. It's more of like this, you know, when people are like, oh, I can't watch Seinfeld because it aged badly. That's how I feel about Archer. Is like, you know, Seinfeld was baked in when I was a kid. Archer, I watched it as an adult, and I was like, this is really funny. Then I saw like a couple episodes in 2015, and I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
You still nailed me!
God, that's a good clip. Most streamers would be lucky if over their entire career they had one clip that funny. Did you see the one where he's watching his own sketch and laughing? The one where he shoots himself with a fake gun and then he kills himself laughing. Oh man. You know what? We need so I understand that people love to be wrong confidently on the internet and say things that are like loud equals funny. We need like the corollary to that where like if anything's loud, it can no longer be funny. In the internet's eyes. Sorry, if you motherfuckers who think Who's on First is the funniest shit on the planet, if you played it at 110 decibels, you'd be like, oh, I get it. Loud equals funny. No, loud's on third. Who's on first? Did you see Chris Rock roasting Will Smith? Yeah, I watched about 2/3 of the new Chris Rock special, and I'm sorry to say, I think he's cooked. More successful than I'll ever be, for sure. More, at his peak, 10 times more talent than me, without a doubt. But when I was watching it, it seems like it was like AI-generated Chris Rock content, and he was doing his best to do an impression of himself from 2001. It wasn't like... It was, as far as incredibly famous comedians go, it wasn't that bad of a, like it wasn't an embarrassment or like a betrayal of the audience, but I was like, this is pretty not great. I still feel like he shouldn't have been slapped though. But But that's what, who am I? I just don't think there's ever a cause for violence, except maybe when someone like is like blocking, because like there's like the free samples at Costco. Maybe when someone is using their cart to block the entire free sample section while they take one sampler cup and then eat it at the section instead of grabbing it and then moving throughout the store so that we can actually get some turbidity. Oh, I absolutely did go to Costco yesterday. There's no doubt about it. It was a good trip. I got Biosteel, Tide Pods, dishwasher pods. That's the end of the pods, by the way. They don't sell Jewel pods, I think. Is that company even in business anymore? My wife and daughter split some ice cream. That's right, we have soft serve ice cream at our Costco. Americans stay losing. I got pre-cooked chicken, insanely cheap sliced chicken deli meat, some beef jerky, tortilla chips. Coming close to the end here. Kate got some Smart Sweets. She got some granola bars that I would say there's like a 3% chance she ever eats. I'll be eating those someday. No salsa? Well, here's the thing. I bought salsa like a month ago, and then I was cleaning the fridge, and I was like, I got to throw out this salsa. And then I looked at the best before date, and it was like April 22nd, and I was like, oh, shit. I never even opened this salsa. So then I was like, I got to buy some damn tortilla chips. Now I got like 900 grams of tortilla chips. What's the largest item you got? Probably the Tide Pods, I would say. Now Peloton. Okay, Peloton. It was a great session today. Today is my like just have fun forehead day. That doesn't mean it wasn't riding hard. 30-minute Alley Love Hidden Hills ride. Output around 380. Average wattage is like 211, I think. 30-minute Ben Aldis 90s rock ride. Very mid-track list. Did not make it to the favorites. Output 360. Average wattage, so the low 200s. Then 10 minutes Cody Rigsby. I do some Cody Rigsby low-impact rides just to keep the legs moving and also to keep myself contemporary. Listening to all sorts of new songs. Hoes wanna slap, but they ain't say nothing. 100 motherfuckers can't tell me nothing. Bees in the trap. Bees in the trap. Something like that. That was pretty close, right? There was a Beyonce song on there too. Beyonce featuring Andre 3000. Party. I've had a Peloton for about 8 months now, and I've only done like 6 rides. How do you motivate yourself to get on the bike daily? I think it's the same with any habit. You just have to force yourself to do it for like 2 weeks. And then after that, you like don't feel normal if you don't do it. There's always like whenever you're doing anything, there's like a 2-week period where you just, it's not part of your routine. Once you make it part of your routine, you're like, I don't feel like myself unless I do it. I'm not really insanely good at forcing myself into routines. I'm just like, I don't know how to, maybe I am, I guess. I just like routines. I'm not, because, there was like 2 years before I got on the Peloton where I was like content just building a fat ass. It wasn't like I woke up one day and then was like, I'm going to do 510 Peloton rides in the next 530 days or something. My wife bought me a Peloton and I was like, okay, I get the hint. And then the other, you know what helps? This is maybe, it's less helpful, less applicable at least. But having a child means that sometimes the only free time that I get daily is from like whenever I wake up to whenever my Peloton rides finish, which is why I now ride like 60 to 90 minutes a day. Because that's like the only time I get to actually like be in my own head and like think about things and have some time to myself. So my ass is like, I'm mad that I woke up at like 6:15 this morning. I'm like, oh shit, I could have fucking, maybe soon I'll start waking up at like 4:45 and doing a 3-hour long ride in the morning. Getting off the bike, grabbing the Biosteel, like, he's nowhere near me! Maybe one more time. Dude, it's so good. I got It's so, it gets me every time, man. I gotta watch it again.
You still nailed me!
It's so good. Whoo! That was not funny? Okay, don't be shy. Why don't you drop a clip to your favorite YouTube sketch comedy bit? Let's all watch it together. No pressure. You ever have an anxiety attack showing one friend your favorite bit from I Think You Should Leave and hoping they get it? Always, don't do yourself a disservice. Please do not link The Front Fell Off. I will ban you from my chat. And then, dude, no matter what happens, he says the front fell off. I love British humor. Put it on the Mount Rushmore of humor. Duck soup. Who's on first? I don't even know. What's a comedy that people like that's not actually funny at all? Step Brothers, sorry. And then fucking dude on Taskmaster tries to eat a watermelon, but all the watermelon falls on the floor. I got tears pouring out of my fucking eyes. Oh, The Office! U.S. Office would be a great one, even though I do like it. Oh, man. Anyway. /marker Blood Bowl 3. Listen, I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna defend Blood Bowl 3. All I'm gonna say is that I like nerd football. I'm gonna give it a chance. I hope there was an update to the game. It's a kind of an interesting way to release your game, I would say, is to release it after 5 years of development, broken as hell, and then be like, oh, don't worry, we fixed it 2 days after it came out, like we didn't know. But I guess I'm like, that's not very nice. What I just said is not very nice. But it also wasn't very nice to put it on the Steam Marketplace for like $50 for like 2 days of early access, and then the early access didn't work at all. So I'd say we're even. If I didn't get a Steam refund or anything, I enjoyed my time with it. But let's try to play online, like against some nerds, if they would allow us to. Can I play like a friendly match online? I know my friends list is empty. Okay, sorry, we went through this before. Don't I have to join a competition or something like that? Oh, here we go. How do I do this, man? I just want to play a game against. Hang on. Quick game in the home tab. Okay, home. Preseason quick match. Is it against a real human being? I know it's hard to believe. Someone said, is this sponsored again or out of your own free will? It was never sponsored. At no moment was this, was I ever financially compensated except through, you know, the normal Twitch process of playing the game. I know it's hard to believe. Is me against Bimpo's Angels?
Welcome back.
Please tell me there's no VoIP. I can't handle it, man. I didn't even check the settings menu before. This guy might be sitting at home in his battle station with the $1,100 over-the-ear headphones on, hearing every single word I'm saying. I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna fucking lose it. They don't even have text chat? Let's go! You don't stand a chance versus a gorilla? Of course I don't stand a chance versus a gorilla. I mean, I feel like from the tier list yesterday, a lot of people raised some valid points, but some people just don't. I mean, they just want to argue whatever they want to argue. They don't want to argue in reality. People have said, you really think you could beat a wolf? That's not what I said. I said a wolf would probably beat me. Seth Rogen? I'm telling you, I would rinse Seth Rogen. That one is kind of stunning to me that they think that Seth Rogen's got a chance. No disrespect to Seth Rogen. Say hypothetically that I did foul him, and say that fouling is something that should be punished in a game like this. Well, isn't the game called Blood Bowl? And what did I create when I fouled him? We could call it, if we agreed on the terms, a bowl of blood. Stu's like, okay, fine, you can keep playing. We stumble him, push him back, and we stay put. Now, ooh, seriously hurt. This is PvP, it's true. All right, that's a good joke. Someone said, Blood Bowl, it's like warm soup on a cold lap. I was at first I was excited to read the comment because of course I thought you were going to say warm soup on a cold day. But it did not go down like that. Warm soup on a cold lap. I understand. I get the picture. The Biosteel does hit hard. I'm embarrassed to say that I thought about emailing the Biosteel corporation and being like, you don't have to pay me to promote your product, but if you just sent me Biosteel, I would drink it on stream. Well, I don't know. I would have one on stream. I don't know if I want to, because I drink one right after my bike ride. I don't know if I want to have like another one on stream right away. That might be like too much selenium or something. You would do it for free? Well, I would do it in exchange for product. But they already have like NHL players drinking it. I don't know if they want the bad press of a streamer drinking it. He tripped and fell and got KO'd, dude. That's so embarrassing. This is Pog to watch. Makes me want to get it myself. Hashtag ad. For the 30th time, this is not a sponsored segment. This is a... I'm just enjoying some Blood Bowl. It's just a fun game when it actually works. And I gotta admit, it did work. Also, the Blood Bowl player base is just built different. Like, the Fortnite populace would not stay in a game like this until the end. They would not dedicate 80 minutes to a scoreless loss. Match finished. Return to main menu. Okay, let me see what kind of levels I got on that. Oh, dude, they fixed the game? Because now when you win, it actually says you won instead of just saying 0-0. I might do one more, honestly. Mostly because, like, I don't know what else to play, but also because I had a good time. We're probably not going to get as lucky as to play Bimpo's Angels again, though. Let me look at my registered teams quickly. Sire my content. You can't just make, like, golden content, okay? I wish it worked like that, but you gotta let it show up naturally. No Mario Maker today? Bitch, it's 10:17 a.m. We got 3 hours and 43 minutes left to play Mario Maker. It's like, the stream has just begun. Hey, why is it not working? Boston, my nemesis. Please tell me this is not a Boston team playing as humans. Dwarves.
Still weak.
Boston Red sucks. Okay, I'm fans with them again. Their coach is named Slime Rancher. You're a very, very unexpectedly good streamer. I like it. What do you mean unexpectedly? Because I don't have a 10-minute starting soon screen with like heavy metal music, and then when the stream starts, I'm like, sorry, I'm late. My DoorDash driver was being a real POS. Just because I don't have like hexagons of like LEDs behind me that spell out my name or something like that. All of a sudden, it's unexpected that I would be like a good streamer.
What was your favorite moment as a Blood Bowl?
No, it's because you're bald.
Oh, well.
There's many good bald streamers. Me. I don't know that many other bald people, now that I think about it.
Changing rooms before the game. So just for fun.
Moon, yeah, there you go. Squeaks is not bald. Squeaks, he has the same hairline I had when I was like 15. By the way, I shaved my head forever at age 19. You're definitely playing better than in the Krendor League. Honestly, that's because I was a YouTuber back then. You had to rely on like your own knowledge. Now I can rely on the sum total of chat's knowledge as well. The skill then becomes learning to sift through what's real advice and what's joke advice from doubters. Like on turn 16 last time, it's the last turn of the game. It's 0-0. We're 2 steps away from the end zone. 90% of chat said foul the dude on the ground. That's not the right move. If you get a turnover, that's the end of the game and you go, well, it's actually you go to overtime instead of winning. So instead, I just ran it in deep. But then sometimes people are like, hey, you should use your 2 dice blocks with units that have the block ability first. That's your safest move. And I'm like, you know what? I never thought of that. Thank you so much. Thoughts on people who play ranked League of Legends drunk high, thereby ruining the competitive integrity? Well, I will say, as like a gamer approaching middle age, when I still deluded myself into thinking that I would like enjoyed competitive games and I would play Rocket League at like low plat, high gold, which is not good at all, I would oftentimes get people on my team who were clearly drunk driving, and then when you're like, what are you doing? They're like, oh, sorry, I'm drunk. And you're like, this shit is my Super Bowl. Like, could you take it a little bit more seriously? What does it say about you that they're at the same rank while they're drunk? Both the fact that they're at that rank and the fact that they're drunk means that they have more free time. So they should be ranked higher. I'm a big believer in Canada, by the way. Canadian potato chips, I prefer to American potato chips. Canada's got a lot of great singers and actors. He re-rolled it and caught it. Okay, well, dude, that was a great play. I will say, and some Canadians are not going to be happy with this, Canadian football, it just doesn't interest me as much as American football. Like, Canadian, I almost tried to pause here. Canadian football actually seems like a joke. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it seems like something you would make up to make fun of Canada. Like, oh, it's American football, but there's only 3 downs instead of 4, and the field is 10 yards longer than the American. So technically, it's like it's harder. Also, yeah, there's a rouge. I don't even know what a rouge is in the concept of Canadian football. I tried golf IRL last weekend. I gotta say, it's the most boring shit ever. I mean, I personally would disagree, but I'm like not a normal person. Like, I enjoy being out in the sun a little bit. I enjoy light exercise. I enjoy playing a game where you can compete against other people or against yourself. I'm not like other people. I enjoy having maybe like 1 alcoholic beverage before 11 a.m. in the only situation in which it's societally acceptable, outside of maybe like, I don't even know, like a bachelorette party brunch or something like that. I know, I'm like a little freak or something. You spend more time walking to the ball than playing? I love walking. You would go crazy in disc golf? I read a comment about disc golf that said it's a great hobby to get into, and then someone replied and said, like, why did you stop? And they said, oh yeah, I tore my ACL playing it. And then someone else replied and was like, ACL tears are surprisingly common in... Oh wait, yeah, that wasn't disc golf, that was ultimate Frisbee, never mind. Yeah, okay, my mistake. There's a big difference. You run around a lot more in ultimate Frisbee for sure. In disc golf, you probably are not gonna get a... You're probably not gonna tear your ACL unless it was already half torn anyway. Do you hope for one lucky injury at the Canucks games too? No, I definitely don't want to see any professional athletes like get injured. Get like their throat slashed with a skate or anything. It's pretty messed up. Now, when a Canucks player is already injured, and they're like, oh, their timeline is that they might be coming back like this week, I'm like, they should just send them to like a resort. Send them to Cabo San Lucas until like the off season. I like, no disrespect to, and I'm going for Bashy again. No disrespect. In fact, if anything, it's super respectful to Thatcher Demko. He should not be playing games right now. Because when he plays games, there's a better chance we win than if one of our backup goalies is playing. So just send him, all expenses paid, wherever he wants to go for 2 months. Let him, rehab his hip abductors. Is there any spirit of the game rule against tanking your games? No, well, Edmonton was so historically bad for so long You're right. No, this is not me. I'm offense. Snoke is gaming. Please explain yourself. Apologize. You stun locked me for no reason. Anyway, I still want this. Sorry, I'm not American. No, it's sorry I was wrong, but I typed it as if I had confidence that I was right. I'll give you that one for free, but the next one I want to see those words, okay? Edmonton was so historically bad that they changed the rules so that if you come in like last place, you no longer have like an insanely high chance. Are you kidding me? of getting the #1 pick. Now the chance, like if you finish last place in the NHL, your chance of getting the #1 pick is like 18.5% or something like that. Which sucks, because now Edmonton is like kind of good, but all the teams, like my team for example, is ass.
I should probably say something.
But we get punished because of the fact that Edmonton was so bad for so long and took advantage of it. Like they Indiana Jones like right under the wall, right before the wall closed on them. But then there's teams like Arizona. Arizona has like more than 50% of the salary cap tied up in players that they traded for who were on injured reserve so that they could just farm draft picks. Like less than half of their salary cap is for players that are actually on their roster. Do you support relegation in the NHL? I think relegation is cool if you have like a 7,000-year history of the sport in your country or in your continent, but I don't think it works in North American professional sporting leagues. Like, it's just, you do not want the Toronto Maple Leafs going up against like the Sudbury Wolves in the NHL. Because like the NHL, the way it's set up right now, it has parity. Like the best team is like 20% better than the worst team. People are like, oh, relegation makes the Premier League so exciting. Yeah, when was the last time that fucking Bournemouth beat Manchester City? Somebody without even taking a beat is going to be like, oh, it was 1903. This shit happens all the time. No, I mean specifically, when was the last time Bournemouth beat Manchester City? Just last week, the league leaders were down by 2. How did the game end? Oh, wait, it's soccer. Let me guess. A draw. 3-2 for the league leading team? Okay, well then... Hey! You said we never have upsets. Be that as it may, sometimes it looks like we might have upsets. Sometimes a mid-table team will draw a team at the top of the table. Why is only the Premier League getting hate? What about the Bundesliga? It's because I'm North American. I'm going to say that I'm American in this case because it makes my point better. My ass doesn't know anything about Serie A or the Bundesliga or La Liga. I only know that they exist because, you know, when I was a little kid, like every 4 years, I would buy a FIFA game because I'd get excited about the World Cup. Bundesliga's been won by the same team 12 years in a row. Wait, really? Wasn't Dortmund good for a while? I know that Bayern Munich is a great team, but I thought Dortmund was like they were giving them a little run for their money. I saw people wearing their kit now and then. That was like 12 years ago. Oh, okay. That they were the 12 years ago. Okay. Hey, I did see, I was looking up the global club rankings according to 538. I don't want to make people from England too mad. I already have Bellingham on my ass. But in England, how do you feel that the worst Premier League team has a lower ELO according to 538 than like the 3 best teams in MLS? This is progress. The Philadelphia Union easily cleared Nottingham Forest. No shot. Excuse me, Nate Silver does not write the soccer articles. I believe that's Micah Burton. You see the Whitecaps New Jersey? Not at all. Right. You're lucky. You're lucky I don't have guard. When the Whitecaps were good, I was like, maybe I'll get into the Whitecaps. And then they had like a historic collapse, right? Like they're now a bottom table team. I only have room for one sports franchise locally to take up too much of my time while being complete shit, okay? Just root for the Sounders? You can't do that. If you have a local team, you can't just glory hunt for a team that's like further away. There's no good excuse. I have nothing against the Sounders. It's just that, you know, if I'm from Vancouver, I'm not going to be the guy who roots for Seattle because I'm like mentally weak or something. Because I can't handle 17 losing seasons in a row. It's pathetic. Doesn't this game have mostly negative reviews on Steam? I believe it has overwhelmingly negative reviews on Steam, actually. And it, it's hard to argue that it doesn't deserve it. But, like, honestly, you have to, there's context for Steam reviews, too. I think it's a good game. It's a, like, especially at release, it was a bad product. Like, it just was non-functional. Same thing, like, why does Wo Long have mostly negative reviews on Steam? It can't be because people hate the game, right? It must, like, run like shit on PC, or, like, you can buy health potions for real money or something like that. You always need some context for Steam reviews. Game is good, but PC port is ass. I believe that. Ask Pusspummeler for tips. Pusspummeler in the DMs, be like, I'm gonna make you scream. Pusspummeler in real life, be like, is there anything else I can get you, my sweet? I don't trust him with tips like that. So true. So me making things up, so fucking true is what that is. Have you not seen Kung Fu Panda? The animal thing was yesterday. I don't know why it just keeps getting brought up. Snokus Gaming, any other good games today? Or are we just going to Goblin Town? Same dude who said it's your turn when it wasn't my turn. I said apologize. He said sorry, I'm not American. Slash monitor Snokus Gaming. There you go. You got a caution on yourself right now. You got a yellow card hanging over your head, okay? Back up one. What do you think, guys? It was like a split second. Oh, man. I at least thought we'd get a little, like, there'd be a chance that he would make a couple of the rolls, but as soon as I clicked it, it was like, he's dead. This feels more like the Krendor Blood Bowl League. I'm down 1-0. They have possession. And now I've got to make 55 minutes of small talk with a stranger while they say things like, well, I could try to injure more of your guys, but I'm going to be nice. NL, please consider the Netflix show I Think You Should Leave as fodder for second monitor while you're making thumbnails and uploads on YouTube.
He's not looking. Get in there.
Is this the joke? I'm just trying to understand here. Guy who's just woken up from a 4-year coma? Me when I'm in a making shit content competition and Netflix is my opponent? Sorry. Oh, he didn't get it. He got it. All right, I don't think we're getting that ball back, just to be honest. 6+ and then a 10+ for an injury. 9, injury is he's stunned. All right. And then here's the dream. Imagine if we landed this and then we only lost by 1.
These players are spending an awful amount of time.
All right. Well, An attempt was made. I mean, listen, we lost 0-2 for sure. I thought in the first half we put up a pretty good performance, honestly. Second half, things kind of fell apart, but like, the opponent was good. Also got some great rolls. Hey, Snokus Gaming, thanks for the gifted subscriptions. Thank you. Appreciate it. Slash unmonitor Snokus Gaming. There you go. All right. People be like, oh, what, like pay to win? What, you've never heard of like bribing the Pope for piety? Study some Norman Cantor sometime. Read some medieval history, okay? I'd go knight e5 here. Trust me, you don't want to play chess against me. I practiced a little bit on the airplane. I beat the level 3 of 3 difficulty airplane AI every single time. Play Hive. It's another abstract strategy game like chess. I'm too busy. I've got a meeting tonight with my Polytopia tutor. Hive is amazing. Can I just say that it's... And this is just genuinely not fair. When people tell me a strategy game is good, usually that's a great indication that I'm not going to enjoy playing it. People always say stuff to me, like we'll talk about board games, and they'll be like, oh, you gotta play this board game. Then they come out with a digital version, and the tutorial is 70 hours long. And then I'm like, oh, it's a little complicated. And they're like, no, actually, you're wrong. It's one of the easiest board games ever made. Like, sure, it's no Monopoly. It's no Monopoly, but, you know, once you play like 7 or 8 rounds and you watch the first couple of seasons of it on Board Game Geek's YouTube channel, then you'll start to pick it up. You could play at like an amateur level at that point. Are you talking about Gloomhaven? I'm talking about all of them. The board games that I like the most are ones where people say, oh yeah, that's fun if you're a little kid. Like, that's how people talk about, ooh, 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 ooh. Like Sushi Go. People are like, yeah, Sushi Go is a fun little diversion. I'm like, I could play that shit for hours. People are like, oh, this is a great game for like a 28-year-old systems engineer. I'm like, well, then go play it with some 28-year-old systems engineers. My ass is going to be over by the snack tray. I will be eating sliced medium cheddar cheese because half the people at the board game event are extremely picky eaters and don't even like mozzarella. There will be some plain Ritz on the side, and there will be a vegetable platter with a space for dip in the center. Inexplicably, all the dip will be gone. 30% of the carrots will be gone. None of the other vegetables will be gone. I don't get it. The ratios were like, they were very meticulously placed there, but they don't go down in equal numbers. The celery is always like, I'm realizing we're back in the Mario Banter era here. If I had to say, not best vegetable, don't slander me. Celery, one of the most underrated vegetables out there. It's a decent tasting vegetable. It's got insane dipability. A necessary part of a mirepoix in soups. Goes hard in like in a curry even. Okay, we're getting there. I would take celery over carrots most of the time. Or at the very least, if you gave me one of those like grocery store vegetable trays, I would go carrot, celery, carrot, celery, carrot, celery. I wouldn't do like 6 carrots to a celery the way that, you know, I feel like the average gamer does. I very much enjoy a celery. Broccoli? Well, like, that's the problem with the grocery store tray, is that broccoli is a great vegetable, but raw broccoli is not good. I'm getting the librarian seal of approval. Thank you, thank you. It's just crunchy water. It's negative calories. I literally don't care. It tastes good and it's great for dipping. You could tell me it's made by the Nestle Corporation in like an emerald mine in Lesotho, and I would be like, I would probably adjust my consumption habits somewhat. I would try to buy like fair trade celery, but I would still get it from time to time. I'm just surprised. Celery gets like way more hate than I feel like it deserves. Like I feel like it was a core vegetable when I was a child, and as now like a, let's not say niche vegetable, but it's like it gets a lot of hate. Kate does not like celery at all. I don't eat it that much as a result. Kind of yucky. How could it have no taste but taste bad? Like, that's what I'm struggling with right now. But people say the same thing about cucumber. They're like, cucumber's just crunchy water. I like water. I like cucumber. Apollo's going off about the animal tier list. Honestly, he should be mad at the person who left the comment about how human beings can actually kill wolves easily. All you have to do is stick a... you offer your forearm to them, and then they can't resist biting it. And then you shove your fist down their windpipe, wrap your legs around their clavicle, twist to knock them onto their belly, and let nature take its course. Like, I didn't write the comment. I just read it because everyone was like, well, it's not even a comment. It was an article. Everybody was like, dude, you have a 0% chance against a wolf. And then I found an article that was like, actually, a decently fit human being would have a good chance against a wolf. They were like, the book is out on canines. Canines are used to pursuing their prey. They're not used to prey that necessarily fights back, so you exploit their weak mental by choking them with your own fist. I honestly thought the list was pretty good. You got to remember, for like everybody that was like, an eagle would kill you. You stand no chance against a wolf. There were people that were like, hello? You really think you would rinse a fox? They have teeth, you know. You really think you would kill a pigeon? Like, I'm a little worried about society, honestly. That there is at least like 5% of chat that's like, if it's me versus a fox, it's like a 50-50. I'm a pacifist? Okay, then do the tier list and just be like, no, I would let this animal kill me. That could be a fun bit. I don't know if it could sustain like 180 minutes of content like we got yesterday, doing it the honest way, but I just don't think it's going down like that for me. My main defense for most of the animals that I was like, I could beat is like, I just don't see it happening, which is not really scientific, but I don't see it. Like, but it worked both ways. It wasn't just like, I don't see an eagle killing me. I do see it scratching me pretty bad, but I don't see it killing me. But at the same token, I was like, I don't see me killing a camel. I definitely don't think I'm managing to suffocate it when it's got a neck that's like as thick as my thighs. I definitely don't think I'm like, breaking through its rib cage and like ripping his heart out of his chest or something like that. Like, the camel is just, I don't have the necessary offense to get over its defense stat. People, was it in Dan's chat? I think it was. Someone said animals would wash humans on Physical 100. I say, in individual events, yes, animals would wash humans in Physical 100, okay? But then their example was like a sloth could do the hanging on challenge longer than any human. And that like might be true. I don't know. I'm going to assume that it is. That's kind of like what their specialty is. But then I would love to see that sloth when they had to roll a 100-kilogram boulder up a ramp 140 times in a row. I'm going to guess that the sloth probably comes like dead last in that one, even though there was a dude whose like entire body was shattered and broken. Humans are like, we're great all-arounders, man, because we built the fucking world. So like, of course we're going to be good at all the shit that we made. If the event was like, who could eat more heads of lettuce in 15 minutes, Joey Chestnut or like a average silverback gorilla, I'm taking the gorilla for sure. But like, we're the game master. Of course we're good at the games. Now, a hot dog eating competition, I still take Joey Chestnut, I think. Yeah, people, listen, we're not all humans, myself included, are necessarily like the finest athletic specimens. That's not, you don't have to spec all into, strength or agility in the modern world. We're an int-driven world. We're a luck-driven world, there's more than one way to make a successful character, right? But I think people underestimate humans. Like, isn't that the mind-blowing fact that like everybody learns in high school, which is like, actually we were goated hunters on the savannah, because we don't run the fastest out of any animal, but we run pretty fast, and we can run longer than almost any other animal, at least in that habitat. So it's just like we would be hunting some kind of like a wildebeest or something. The wildebeest would get a nice head start, and then like 30 minutes later we would just be back there, like, we'd have a pacer on the hunting team or something. We'd be like, surprise. Then they'd just be like, I guess I'd rather die than run faster. You're now further than Chib made it in an hour? Wait, really? In an hour? I'm not going to insult. It was more like 75 minutes. Oh my God. I'm not going to insult Chib. Everybody's good at different things. Chib is actually, like, from what he says at least, seems like he's kind of cracked at like Apex Legends, whereas I like can't do it. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Uh-oh. Okay, take a little break. You got to go immediately. People might be asking for a Costco free sample inventory from yesterday's trip. People might not be as well. That's definitely plausible. I sampled some mixed nuts, and I sampled some Kirkland signature iced tea. I saw a lady place a sample, and I was first in line for it. And then I looked at it, and it was a mayonnaise-based potato salad. And I just said, no thanks, and I walked in the other direction. It was not a banner day for samples, but the tea was refreshing at least. I'm not going to buy 3 kilograms of like sugar crystals to get Costco iced tea, but I don't mind having like a gulp of iced tea in the middle of my shopping trip. Are you a take one sample guy? 95% of the time, I'm a one sample guy. I'm not a monster. Sometimes I will grab 2 samples and I'll give one to my baby in the cart, which I think is acceptable. I honestly I wouldn't care if people took like 8 samples as long as they just grabbed them and then got their ass like out of the way. People like walk up, I don't know if it's just that they don't realize that they're the VIP at Costco. Like you don't have to lie to get like a free sample. You literally can just like walk up, grab the cup and move away, but people go, "Oh, what's this?" And then the worker has to be like, "Oh, it's mixed nuts. So there's cashews and walnuts in there and everything." And then they're like, "Oh, okay." And then they like grab one and eat it in front of the samples, and then they put the cup in the garbage, and then they go, "You know what? I think I'm going to grab one more to give to my wife." And like they just you don't have to lie to yourself. You don't have to lie to the person there. The worker's there to explain the product, though? No, the worker's there to make money. They don't need to explain to me that this is a bag that has some walnuts, some cashews, and, you know, maybe like some raisins in it. The worker's there to pay for their lifestyle. There are some people, though, that I think love working the free sample area. Because there's one dude at our Costco that he sings. Whatever he's leaving out for samples, he always like sings. Like he was making Saba Saro's frozen pizzas in a toaster oven, and he was singing like an aria. He was like, Saba Saro's frozen pizza. And you know, even still, I just walked up and grabbed one and then, you know, moved on with my life. I thought it was pretty cool though. I know, chat's so heartless. It's like they're like, "Oh, I heard this story last week." Okay, watch somebody else. The rise of Squeaks has been like, the consequences have been insane. I'm happy for him as an individual because I think he's a great streamer and one of the few people on this website that is actually funny. But he's cultivated like a chat that just bullies him and has led some freaks to think that that's like a normal demeanor to have. It's not a normal demeanor to have. Squeaks just lets you do it because he's a sub, okay? I'm not a sub. I'm a switch. Is that what it is? So also a sub? Shut your mouth, sweetheart. You know the gif, right? He wasn't lying. Oh, man. I thought you were an otter. Can't you be a switch otter? Again, I'm not totally familiar with the political compass here, but it definitely seems possible to me. I'm not touching this one. We could talk. We're all adults here. It's non-judgmental. It's all about I'm learning. Well, I guess maybe we're not all adults here, but we're all supposed to be over the age of 13 at least. Plus, I'm not saying the F word. As long as we just dance around like the actual meat of the conversation with vague innuendos, then, you know. ChatGPT-3 is probably like 3 iterations away from being able to use context to figure out we're talking about something that should make this video mature content only. It depends on body size? See, that's crazy to me. Why should the bigger individual always be Well, I guess because of physics, now that I think about it. They don't? Okay, well, Chad, stop lying to me. It's not an area of expertise for me. You just aren't an otter? What does my weight need to be for me to be an otter? Because I know that there's like there's another classification lighter than otter. There's like a super featherweight. Ooh. You need a swimmer's physique? Yeah, that's probably never going to happen. Is there anything between an otter and a bear? Or is that just like guy? Is that just, I'm just a dude. I don't have a team. I'm a free agent. Husky? I'm not a husky. If anything, I am probably more svelte than the average individual. Yeah, unless you're, I mean, that's the thing. Whenever we talk about this stuff, straight people are like, you shouldn't be talking about this. And it seems like most gay people are like, let me tell you everything about it. And I'm like, please do. It's not like you're going to say something and I'm going to be like, ew! What? We're all here to learn, right? You wish you were a wolf? Like the animal or is this another archetype that I'm unfamiliar with? I don't think I have dog-like energy at all. If anything, I have more of like a cat-like energy, I think. Meow. I do have that dog in me though. Like this is not a joke. Like I'll play it up for a little bit of humor, but it's like this genuinely happens. Someone in front of me on the Peloton, if they're ahead of me by like 5 kilojoules and it's a 20-minute ride, do not bet against me. Because like I think they're just like enjoying their workout and like improving their physical health. My goal was, that's how it started for me. I got on the bike, improved my heart health. Maybe, you know, it's not a race day, it's just a training day. If someone's 5 above me, it became race day. And then when I passed them, I, like, in my head, I don't say it out loud, but in my head, I'm like, eat shit. Eat my ass. And they didn't do anything wrong. They're literally just riding the bike. But there's something wrong with me. Like, they don't even know that we're racing, probably. But I'm like, I'm mad at them. It's that, like, Michael Jordan attitude, but none of the talent. And sometimes, like, when I pass them, or when let me put it this way. Sometimes there'll be, like, 10 minutes left, and I don't think I'm going to pass them. I give them a high five, and then the high five is to be like, I respect you for being better than me at the Peloton. If they don't high five me back within a minute, I'm catching them. And then when I pass them, I'm giving them another high five. The subtext of that high five is you should have high fived me back, you piece of shit. Now eat my ass. This, I can't stress enough. This all exists only in my head. It's not like they said, hey, let's race or anything like that. They literally just existed on the leaderboard. That can't be normal. It's very motivating, though. It's from the Dota. I don't think it's... I think the Dota just fed into it. But Dota makes you hate your own team as much as the enemy. Like, you don't hate the enemy team. If anything, you become like Reek, you know? Dota... All MOBAs, I think, turn you from Theon Greyjoy, where you are allied against a common enemy, into Reek, where you're just like, oh, I wish I was a Bolton. Oh, to have been born on the dire side instead of the Radiant. Oh, look at all these idiots that are on my team. If only I could have been on the other team. But then when you're on the other team, you're like, wow, these guys are idiots. I can't believe we won. I'm not like that when I drive, though. I saw some people be like, that's me at a stoplight. The only thing that makes me... I've never raced my car at a stoplight against anyone. But sometimes I do... Well, I guess this would be called racing. I get annoyed when, like, the car next to me starts, like, rolling before the light turns green. And then when the light turns green, they're slow to react to the change. Like, they're so eager to jump the gun. But then when the starting gun goes off, they're, like, looking at their phone or something like that. So if I see someone inching out into the intersection like that and I'm beside them, I do get... Fuck off. Okay. I do get a little Need for Speed Underground, and like the microsecond it turns green, I'm accelerating just to make them know. Like, I just want in their head, they're like, oh, and I even had my wheels were moving and his were stationary, and yet his reaction time is so much. So, yeah, like, I guess I'm a little crazy, is what I'm trying to say. Maybe I'm a little. We all play these crazy games together just to pass the time. There's no harm, no foul. It's not like I'm going, ring, 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 ring. I'm just like, passing them, going maybe slightly over the speed limit to make sure they know that they're my bitch. That's nothing. And the best part about it is that I know that they are, but they don't care at all. So it's really a victimless crime. They don't even really recognize my existence in the slightest. Actually, I think I might be getting crazier as I get older, too. This is also, sorry, all the anecdotes from, like, the past 2 weeks that I have in my solitary, like, baby walking time are coming back to me. Sometimes people will pass me when I have the stroller. And, like, you may recall, but it's, like, 2 years ago, that I used to say, like, oh, you guys are lucky I have the stroller, because otherwise, like, you think this is as fast as I could walk? I would be dusting you right now. That era is long gone. Now, if they don't make what I would consider to be a good effort to maintain a faster pace when they're in front of me, I'm happy to pass their ass back. And that is like the closest that you could probably ever see me come to an act of aggression in real life. If you pass someone while walking and then like a minute later they pass you back, basically with body language, they said, fuck you, you're not faster than me, you shouldn't have passed me in the first place. But you can't do anything because I got a stroller. So, well, I don't know. If you were so eager to pass, maybe your ass should move a little faster then. Otherwise, get behind me, draft. It actually improves your efficiency. If your ass didn't want to go fast, you just didn't want someone in front of you, too bad. I'm gonna make you work for it. I don't mind you being faster than me. It's just you've actually got to be faster than me. You can't just go faster than me for 2 seconds, get in front of me, and then walk slower than me. You're basically the Jerry Seinfeld of our generation. I hate that I agree with that, because Jerry is not a very sympathetic character. Or individual, necessarily, such as. Oh, I was too slow there. I saw a quote from Jerry Seinfeld. I think he was on the Howard Stern show, and because Twitter doesn't work properly anymore, all these like viral tweets end up in my damn feed instead of shit from people I actually follow. So I'm always seeing shit that's like actually entertaining and interesting instead of just like, not going live today, guys, sorry. Which is fucked up. But anyway, regardless, the quote was something like Jerry Seinfeld said, like, I'm always working on new material, and Howard Stern said, like, that sounds like torture to me. And then Jerry said, like, that's our blessing in life. When you're successful, you get to choose your own torture. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like some very self-aggrandizing shit that I would say, for sure. That's, yep, all right. You got me. On Hot Ones, how far do you think you would go? I think I would do, though. I don't have, like, I would say my spice tolerance is very normal. It's not crazy. But it's also not zero. I think I would do all the wings. I would just be like, it would hurt a lot. It'd be really uncomfortable. But I think I would clear it. I would not eat the last wing in its entirety. Or, I mean, I guess it's a tradition to do the last dab, right? I guess I would do that because I don't want to be bullied by the commenters. Who has ever not done them all? Is it DJ Khaled that had the one that was like barbecue sauce and tapped out? I haven't seen that much Hot Ones, honestly. I know it's must watch. Ricky Gervais also. I mean, I don't think we should call anybody like a bitch for not eating the wings on Hot Ones, but not even getting through like the Cholula wing is surprising, if nothing else. I'm not a Ricky Gervais fan. Like, I'm a big fan of his stand-up comedy, especially all of his recent stuff, but I don't like all the charity work that he does for like, pets and animals and stuff like that. It's just like, come on. DJ Khaled didn't even try? Well, listen, I'm not... I don't know DJ Khaled. I do find his existence humorous. everything I know about him makes me think we wouldn't, like, he might be, if he invited me to dinner as a celebrity, most famous people, I would probably say, yeah, I would clear some space out of my schedule. Not because I thought it was, like, you know, worthwhile for me on, like, a monetary level, just because I think it would be interesting to talk to somebody that, you know, lives in a different world than me. DJ Khaled, I think I would say no. It has nothing to do with the fact that he said he doesn't perform cunnilingus. It has nothing to do with the fact that I don't really like his music. I saw him perform at the Overwatch League Grand Finals one year, and literally the whole concert was just him with a microphone saying, play another one, and then they played like the hook of a song that he was the producer on, and then he said, no, cut it after like 15 seconds, and then said, hit him with another one. Like, it wasn't even a concert, it was just like a hit clips montage of his own songs that he wasn't even really on, really? Like, it's... The thing that really tilted me over the edge with DJ Khaled was when I saw the video of him at Salt Bay's restaurant, which is already like a red flag, and he was losing his mind over like a $500 cheeseburger that when you cut into it just oozes like an unbelievably disgusting amount of cheese. I'm not saying that he... I'm being careful with the way that I phrase this, I guess. He strikes me as kind of like, as garish, I suppose. Outlandish and loud and non-subtle, and like these, they're not necessarily damning character flaws, but they're not things that I would look for in a dining partner. Like they would not make a My Dinner with Andre with Wallace Shawn having dinner with DJ Khaled. Wallace Shawn would be, so anyway, DJ Khaled, you live in Miami. What are your thoughts on the Cuban diaspora and how it relates to mankind's search for meaning? And DJ Khaled would be like, I'll have the $500 cheeseburger, please. And yeah, extra gold foil. Yes, I think DJ Khaled would be in my Nightmare Blunt rotation. I would say so. Again, there's probably people that are cool with it. Obviously, DJ Khaled has real friends, and I'm not even saying that facetiously. But, like, I don't want to smoke a bowl with DJ Khaled and then he starts, like, playing his own songs for me or something like that. Like, I have no idea why he was at the Overwatch League Grand Finals. Like, reminds me of when we had Champions of Fire 1, and they were like, come to the after party, get your picture taken with Chuck the Iceman Liddell. Oh, man. After a long weekend of playing Fruit Ninja on your Amazon Fire tablet, nothing takes the edge off like going into an insanely loud Las Vegas nightclub to get your picture taken with a UFC fighter who has no fucking idea who you are at all. Did you get a picture with him? No, I was late to get to the party because I didn't want to go. And then I was like, we should go. And then I tried to go in and the guy was like, you need to take your hat off. And I was like, what? I thought the people in the club wear hats. I didn't realize that I had to take my hat off. So I go, now I'm in the damn nightclub holding my baseball hat in my hands, wearing my branded Champions of Fire jacket. Like, what the fuck am I doing here, man? I nothing but respect for the Sedin twins. I have a Henrik Sedin jersey. I wouldn't move my schedule around to shake hands with the Sedins and say, hey guys, I loved you on the Canucks. Because, like, they're just living their lives. I don't need to... I think people think I'm a curmudgeon about society's addiction to technology. I'm not a curmudgeon. I just genuinely don't care. So when people are like, you know, oh, you wouldn't even like wait in a 30-minute long line to get your photo taken with Daniel Sedin, I wouldn't, because like, what would I do with the photo? The photo adds nothing of value to my life. Like next time I see my mom, I'm going to take the photo out and be like, look at it. That's me and that's Daniel Sedin. And she's going to be like, wow. And I'll be like, yep, that's the two of us. Close enough to be captured in the same aperture on my Samsung Galaxy camera. But obviously, like, I'm the idiot. Because people love photos, dude. It was the same, like, this is not something that came to me later in life. Like, I was kind of like this as a kid, too. In second grade, when you did the book draft to see, like, who's going to read what for story time, people always went apeshit. Like, pack one, pick one. Give me, like, some Eric Carle book that's 90% pages, 10% words. I was always like, bro, nobody take Prince Caspian. I don't read books to see pictures. The pictures are just, they're taking up word space. And I'm kind of the same, like, or have always been the same in real life with respect to photos as well. I would rather read text than look at a photo most of the time. Would you talk to Dr. K? Is this like, is this a symptom of some kind of debilitating mental illness? Doesn't like pictures that much? Is it a red flag? What did I do to deserve this? You'd rather read the description of a sunset? No, I mean, if you're like, you have to look at a picture of a sunset or read a description of a sunset, I would rather look at a picture, but I'm just going to look at it for like a second and be like, yeah, that's pretty. I would rather eat like a sandwich than look at a sunset for sure. Because you get the value of the food's taste and then also the sense of satisfaction from your stomach being full. I think maybe for other people, they like look at a photo of a sunset and they're like, it's satisfying to look at a photo. But then also there's like an after effect. Oh, well, this is bad. Where they're like, oh, my mood has been lifted as a result. My mood is about the same as it always is. I've never looked at like a photo of a cat that is like up in the ceiling and says, Ken has cheeseburger, and been like, my day is better. I've looked at it and said, that's pretty funny. That's like one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my whole fucking life for sure. But then like I just go on with the rest of my day, I guess. I think I'm just like, that's how much of a word cell I am. And I envy the shape rotators because I think shape rotators bring obvious value to society. And as a word cell, you have to trick people with your words into thinking you bring value to society. I wish I had a little bit more shape rotation in me, but I've always been very word celled. I'm big on sounds right now. New guy just dropped. Guy who's just discovered music. When I was like a senior in college, what was the big drip? Definitely like those god awful. Sorry, because somebody's probably wearing one right now. Like, what the fuck? They're like on the subway on the way to work. I'm about to insult like their exact outfit. I'm sorry if this is you. I'm sorry. The newsboy caps, of which I have worn some in my day, because my mom told me they look cool. The newsboy caps are, I mean, and they might come back again. That's the interesting thing about fashion, right? It all depends when you look at a photo. When we saw 50 Cent in a vest 10 sizes too small at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards in 2011 or whatever, we were like, yeah, that looks pretty cool. Now you look at it and you're like, what the hell was he thinking? May come a time, 2040, you look at that photo again and you're like, I gotta post this to r/oldschoolcool. 50 Cent at the, boy, I wish people wore fashion like this now. He has so much class. All my high school classmates only have swag. Definitely insanely skinny jeans. I honestly, I was gated away from like lots of fashion trends. I couldn't wear skinny jeans when skinny jeans were popular, and like, I guess it sounds like a flex, but at the time it was really annoying. My calves are too fucking big. So like, in order for the jeans to be skinny in the thigh, they were too small in the calf for me to even get them on over my shins. So like, it was not, they just never worked. Same here, but it was my penis. +2. I always remember the guy who I thought looked the coolest in high school. Beanie in class, little bit of bangs tucked under the beanie so you could see him. Short sleeve graphic shirt, zip up hoodie over top, not zipped or half zipped. And then the hoodie, the sleeves were slightly too long. So he cut out a little thumb hole to put his thumbs through. And you're going to be like, oh, that's cringe. Dude was not cringing back in the day. Back in 05, 06, he was not cringing. Ooh, I'm way too slow. I'm thinking about that dude I wanted to have sexual intercourse with. I mean, dressed like. I mean, have you been watching the President AI video game talks? No, not it. I watched the first 8 of them that I ever saw, and then I was like, this is not funny. The first one was the funniest thing I've ever seen, and the brightest candle burns half as long. They started getting too long. They started getting too niche. Like the ones that were about Minecraft, I was like, most people have played enough Minecraft to get that. And then there was like one about Overwatch, and I was like, that's pretty popular. And they started making them about like competitive, emulated Pokemon. Joe, Sleepy Joe, you did not just send out Conkeldurr against my Venomoth. Donald, how do I print from PDF? Corn Pop. Like, it got too... Once you realize that it's like, is literally just text someone wrote fed through the AI voice filter, I think a little bit of the magic is gone. It needs that sort of novelty for me to keep me going. My coworker showed me one about Destiny 2, and I had to fake laugh for so long. There should be, like, it should be illegal to force someone to watch a video, and by force, I mean ask them to watch a video that's longer than 20 seconds long. And I'm not exaggerating on the runtime. Certainly if it's over a minute long, that's a felony. 30 seconds to a minute might be like a gray area, but like, I'm glad to hear that people are saying 20 is too long. It's not Zoomer attention span. It's just, who the hell do you think you are to force me to watch something that you found funny? I got my own shit going on. You think I can't find my own funny stuff on the internet that I'm actually interested in? You gotta show me some shit that you didn't even make. You just found it and thought it was humorous. And I gotta pretend to laugh so that you think you have good taste when actually I don't care? Like, that's... Who the hell are you? I trained classically and contemporaneously. I walked Bob Dylan out on stage. No, like, yeah, sure, I do that for my wife. But you waive your rights when you marry somebody to that. Like, that's just part of the contract, you know? There's a lot of things I'd do to my wife I would not do to a stranger, to be honest. Like what? Hold on, I'm thinking. Agree to watch 3 straight seasons of a Korean drama on Netflix. Finish Extraordinary Attorney Woo before I even get a chance to breathe any oxygen. Go straight into part 1 of The Glory before I even get a chance to get any oxygen. We're on season 1 of Sky Castle. Have a child. Yeah, that's pretty close to the top of the list. That's right under the Korean drama one. You've been stuck here for an hour? I'm having a good time, idiot. It's not all about like, oh, I beat the level. Yay me. Now what? Now you fucking get back down into the mines and you do another level. For me, the juice is the squeeze. This is Mario. Mario is not when you touch the flag and it goes... This is the fun. I'm having a good time. One must imagine Sisyphus happy.
We're kind of missing the point of the Sisyphus myth. He gets stronger. The point is that we are free to imagine him happy because he is. He becomes a person who can roll a boulder up a hill every single day and do it again. And it's amazing because there is a deepening of self. As he does it over and over and over again, it is different every day. Not because what he's doing is different, it's actually because the thing that he's doing is the same, but he is then allowed to become different. It's kind of a metaphor for having a practice and a routine and like doing the same thing every day and like cyclical, seasonal, blah, 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 that thing. It is an ode to physical suffering because that brings enlightenment. Rolling a boulder up a hill every single day is not a punishment. It is his reward.
I didn't like, listen, people can dunk on the lady who made that TikTok about Sisyphus is actually like an inspiring story. Maybe she's wrong, but like 2 things, brain cells. That shit fucking did not happen, for one. So, like, stop taking it so seriously. It's a myth. Unless you actually think, like, somewhere in Greece there's still a big guy, like, pushing that shit up Mount Etna right now. Secondly, do we really have to get the whole internet of people who have taken one philosophy course in university going, that's not what my teacher told me the myth of Sisyphus is about? Just fucking let her chill, dude. So she had a take that you disagree with on the internet about philosophy. Just let her be. She made a TikTok. Did she do it in a very condescending tone? Yeah, she'd probably eaten like 7 edibles before she made it. Dumping on bad takes just amplifies them. Well, like, if the bad take is like actually bad for society, then I think you should dunk on them if you want, because it feels good to do. You're like, I'm better than this person. But if the bad take was literally just like she disagrees with your interpretation of a myth, even if she's in like the minority take, it's no harm to society. It makes no... Plus, I kind of agree with her. It was a punishment, but I think, you know, I think that Sisyphus... I mean, if I was Sisyphus, I think I would do my best to enjoy myself, despite the punishment. Because what else can you do? Like, that's your life for eternity. You got to try to glean... I don't think I could help myself but glean some joy out of it. I think I'd be trying to beat my PB for getting the rock up the mountain. And then I think I would be like, oh, today's an easy day. Like, don't worry about your splits. Just like, you know, just enjoy yourself. And today's like a high intensity interval training day. We're gonna do like 1 fast split with the rock, then like 2 easy ones. And you know what I mean? So you got to find something. I think it's just, maybe you would be miserable. I think I would be different. No man ever rolls the same rock up the same hill twice. Because it's never the same man and it's never the same rock. You know what I mean? I don't know if one must imagine Sisyphus happy, but if I was forced to imagine Sisyphus against my will, then I would imagine him probably like miserable for like a few millennia, and then maybe he would find a way to get some joy out of it. Have you read Meditations? You don't even have to ask. Chapter 1 of Meditations. Marcus Aurelius, in his own voice. Bro, why are you so upset? You're literally the emperor of Greece right now. I mean Rome. Chapter 1. You're a stud. Everybody wants you. You're so smart. People are reading your book 2,000 years in the future. What are you so upset about? Chapter 2. Who cares what they think? Chapter 3. So what if somebody rips off all my limbs and cuts my tongue out? They can't imprison my mind. Don't get me started on Dostoevsky, though. I'm sick of that guy. There were some authors back in the day that honestly needed to touch grass. Now, admittedly, I've only read 1 Dostoevsky book. And I'm pretty sure I picked Notes from Underground because it was one of the shortest. Notes from Underground is unhinged in a bad way. Crank 2, High Voltage, unhinged in a good way. Notes from Underground by Dostoevsky, unhinged in a bad way. I'm not even joking with you. I think that Crank 2 High Voltage is actually a better work of art. Like, I think it's added more to society than Notes from Underground. Now, people are going to hit me with -2. I would guarantee you that 90% of the people typing -2 have not read the book nor seen the movie, but they know in their head, the right opinion to have is that Crank 2 is schlock and Dostoevsky is goated. So I'm going to hit you with a -2. And then there's like one dude here who's like, actually, I have my PhD in Russian literature. And I'm like, well, it's 1:26 local time on a Tuesday. How's that working out for you? And then I apologize because there was no need for me to resort to that level of personal attack against someone that honestly is like a stranger to me. But I'm sorry. I had to defend myself. I felt like I was backed into a corner. So I said what I needed to say to get myself out of it. What do you call it when the straw man beats you in an argument? That's a steel man. And it would never happen to me. Because if someone hit me with a steel man argument, I would simply turn their steel into straw with the strength of my own rhetoric. I almost got banned for saying, you are breathing heavy on another streamer's stream. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, you gotta, listen, I gave you the keys to the kingdom, but you're leaving the car in the garage with like no gas in the tank. You're using it way too much. You're aggravating people, friends of mine, And then you're like surprised that they're like mad. And I'm like, I told you it would make them mad. You were supposed to use it like, you were supposed to sprinkle it. But now you're like, a kid who's in the dorms in college. He's cooking for the first time. And he's like, check it out. I invented something new. It's called hot sauce chicken. It's chicken with hot sauce on it. I remember first year I was in the dorms, so I had a meal plan. They basically force you. Sorry, NyQuil chicken will always make me laugh. Not even the picture, just the phrase. Like, you guys want some NyQuil chicken? Why did I Z-jump that? But, forgot what I was talking about. Oh, when I moved out into off-campus housing, I remember my go-to meal, chicken breast, rub it with olive oil on both sides, little salt, little pepper. Basically use whatever seasoning you have in the spice cabinet, okay? Put that sucker on the George Foreman grill, flip it over, open the George Foreman grill, and then on the top side, spoon a little store-bought Tostitos salsa onto the top of the chicken breast, and then some sliced cheddar cheese that will ambiently melt due to the temperature. My ass was like, oh, that's my specialty. It's Mexican chicken. At the time, I was like, shit is so delicious. Seems okay. I mean, like, it could be worse. Like, I had a housemate who would always, like, pull the pork chop right out of the fridge, toss it in a pan, like, before the pan even heated up, pour olive oil in the pan, and then just, like, douse it with dried oregano. When it was cooked on one side, he would flip it over. Then he would, like, undercook, not on purpose, but consistently. He would undercook the other side and then, like, cut into it, and it would still be pink in the middle, and he would finish that shit in the microwave for, like, 3 or 4 minutes. Whatever it took to get it to well done. But it's college, we didn't have Bon Appetit back then. We had the two fat ladies, and if you watch CBC because you didn't have any afternoon classes, maybe you'll see an episode of Jamie Oliver's Naked Chef, Yeah, Babish was not binging. He wasn't binging back then. There was no J. Kenji Alt Lopez. There was Mario Batali, Emeril Lagasse. I know these names better than I own my own grandparents. Oh! It's J. Kenji Lopez Alt. I thought I did pretty good. Some people might count that as a 50. I would count that as a 75. No Rachel Ray. You can't mention Rachel Ray on the internet. People will get upset. Just because she's not like an haute cuisine chef. People do not put respect on Rachel Ray. Sometimes you just need a healthy, economical meal in 30 minutes or less. Sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes you can't be making your own rice paper for the, shrimp salad rolls you're going to put out at the potluck. Sometimes you just need to put can of Heinz baked beans in the slow cooker, leave it on while you go to work at an MLM, and then come home and have slow cooked beans for dinner, okay? You got a family of 8 you got to feed. I don't know if there's any TV chefs I don't like. I was shocked to find people don't like Giada De Laurentiis. And then some people said she owns slaves. I don't know if that's true. But then some people were like, oh, it's just that she has really big teeth. Oh, that's right. People hate Bobby Flay. I love Bobby Flay because I think that the Food Network is basically like professional wrestling, and he's the best heel. He's really good at his job, and he doesn't pretend that he's not. I have also heard, now this is secondhand, this is not a story from me. I've heard that he's insanely awful to work for. So his food must be incredible. It just makes me like him that much more. He's embodying the role. I got nothing against Jamie Oliver. Jamie's a hack, but why? He hates chicken nuggets? Chicken nuggets are still around, though. It's not like Jamie Oliver got them taken out of grocery stores. They're One of the most ubiquitous foods on the planet. You mad because he taught you what a rutabaga looks like? Yes. Okay, well, can you teach me? Because I don't know what a rutabaga looks like. I've done Sporkle vegetable quizzes before. I mean, if you get, by process of elimination, if you gave me like a grid of vegetables, I bet I could figure out which one's the rutabaga. But if you asked me to draw one, if like with no guide, I would draw, I think I would draw a turnip from Super Mario Brothers 2, but it would be completely white. There would be no purple part of it. You got it, baby? Sure, why not? Rutabagas are purple. Oh, you're still eating purple rutabagas from the grocery store? Don't you know that rutabagas only turn purple when they're in distress? Why was that so funny? Well, on like a neurochemical level, I think it's because your brain released funnium, which is stored in the amygdala, because it was in response to you recognizing a pattern in nature. In evolution, this was really important for our social development, because if you recognize something, it means that it's, oh, all right, less likely to be dangerous to you, which is why did you know that we shake hands? Because in the old days, people used to keep daggers up their sleeves, so you would shake hands to be like, hey, no dagger, which is why Jack Ripper was so successful. He was the first motherfucker to put a knife in his shoe instead. And the police were like, how's he doing this? How's he getting away with this? Thank you for defending Costco versus Hanam and H Mart on Kate's stream. I want to be very clear. H Mart and Hanam serve a very good purpose. That's where you can buy authentic Korean cuts of meat, vegetables, imported products like sauces and seasonings that would otherwise be very hard to get outside of Korea. I love going to H Mart because they have a food court, and I like going to Hanam. They have no food court, but there's some restaurants around there. But my wife does slander Costco. She says like they don't have all the stuff that I want, which is true, and it's expensive. And that's where I push back, because Costco is not expensive. It's actually cheaper than like essentially any other grocery store in Vancouver. You just are forced into buying a large quantity of things for most items. But on like a per capita, like gram weighted basis, it's sometimes like, it's consistently like minimum 10 to 15% cheaper than Vancouver grocery stores. Some stuff is like 50 to 75% cheaper. You do have to pay the membership fee, but you can erase, like you can make the membership fee pay for itself real quick. Hang on. Oh, she's in chat. That was a very polite defense of Costco. Unlike some people, I don't need to tear down another grocery store to make my favorite grocery store seem better in response. But I will say, I think I do kind of underrate Hanam a little bit. Or H Mart to make it maybe a little bit more normalized. But like, that's because if you ever try to buy like an American cereal, it'll be like $8.99. But if you want to buy like, you know, Korean vegetables, it's the only game in town. Also, I was like, Costco gives you 2% cash back, but H Mart, or at least Hanam, they also give you like a $1 coupon for every $100 that you spend there. So it's like they give you like 1% cash back as well. So I'm not knocking it. It's $1.50 per 100. I mean, that's I would be inclined to round up and say that's 2% cash back right there. So yeah, they've each got their own purpose. The thing is, you could never go, the stuff you buy at Costco, you would never buy at Hanam. 1 kilogram of tortilla chips would be like $35 at Hanam. And there would only be one brown. It would be one brand, and it would be like Tostitos hint of lime. And you'd be like, ew! But you would never buy Korean snacks at Costco, because they would like probably only have shrimp chips and yangpa rings. And you would be like, what the hell? I was looking for home run balls. I was looking for turtle chips. They'd be like, sorry, ain't got them. Costco did not have cat treats. That was very surprising to me. I also think this is not meant to be copium because functionally, what's the difference? But I think it might be one of those things where they had them, but they weren't next to the cat food. Because the shit is like House of Leaves. Like if you don't go to the spot where you know food is in Costco, you explore the whole store with your eyes peeled to find the thing that you're looking for. Because they're constantly like moving displays around and stuff like that. It's not like a normal grocery store. Oh, why would I do that? It's not a normal grocery store where you're like, oh, milk. It's in the milk aisle. Like, you might go look for milk in the milk aisle. It would make you the dumbest person in the whole damn store. You gotta, oh, you didn't realize that Fairlife single-serving chocolate milks are not in the milk aisle? Because they're a featured deal this week with a price ending in 7.9. They're actually located in the featured deals section closer to the front of the store. So that's a grocery store. I mean, you never run into Costco for a couple of quick things. You do the whole store, and you pick up the stuff that you need when you see it. Those Fairlifes are good. I didn't buy them just because the idea, I mean, I don't drink chocolate milk to begin with. The idea of milk that doesn't need to be kept in the refrigerator. Like, I get that there's science behind it. Like, there's pasteurization that means that until it's opened, you don't have to put it in the fridge, but it just kind of, I don't want to feed that to my child. I think that's child abuse. They do have like 20 grams of protein per bottle, though. Hey, someone said, are you excited for daylight savings? The answer is no. Because, well, for a couple of reasons. At this point, like, a couple of times a week, my sleep is just fucked to begin with for whatever reason, right? Pick a reason, I should say. But, like, losing an hour of sleep is the least of my problems right now. Although it always hit really hard at PAX East. When you're already getting no sleep, spending all day on the con floor, and then, like, drinking until 2 a.m., and then it's immediately 3 a.m., that shit should be illegal. But the main thing that's annoying when daylight savings happens is, like, our daughter doesn't live by the clock. She lives by, like, her internal clock. So we're going to try to put her to bed at like her normal bedtime, and her brain's going to be like, what the hell? This is an hour earlier than usual. You're bad parents. And we're going to be like, be that as it may. Pardon me, you got to go to sleep. That burp would own her. I burped like, that's a hungry burp. That's not a soda burp. A hungry burp, it doesn't taste like anything. So I don't think people should be offended by that. If I drank like a liter of root beer and then burped in the mic, I would expect you to all leave because this shit, like, you can smell it through the screen. But like a hungry burp is neutral. What do you think is the grossest soda to smell the burp of? That's where we're at now. I definitely think it is root beer. There's something about root beer. Sprite? I don't know if I've ever experienced a Sprite burp. It was actually like my best friend in elementary school. He absolutely hated when you would like, let me put it this way. He hated the smell of people's breath when they drank soda. So we all used to like, you know, you go out for like a Pizza Hut birthday party or something like that. You get a carafe of Pepsi. We all used to drink like a bunch of Pepsi and then just breathe in his face. And he would be like, I hate this, please stop. And we would be like, no. It was a lot of fun. This is evil? I mean, like, it was just, I always call it like harmless bullying. It was like, it's not like we weren't friends. And then I just went up to him, it was like, pung, and then he's like, his spine like shattered against the locker, and then I was like, hey, smell this. And he was like, oh, please, please, don't. Okay, fine, I won't do it again if you give me your lunch money. And then he's, okay, here you go. And then he gives me his lunch money, and I'm like, $7, what's this? You're lucky I'm nice. Take one for the road. Like, it wasn't like that, we were friends. I wonder what he's up to these days. I heard he was going through a rough time. He didn't accept my Facebook friend requests. He blocked me. Probably a misclick. He never was very smart. Come to think of it, he did leave me a really long voicemail a couple years ago. I just deleted it because I'm kind of busy. I don't know if he would know what that's like. Anyway, I'm sure he's probably living it up, getting soda breathed in his face right now. He always loved it when we did that. He's, as far as I know, he's actually living happily and he's lived a very successful life. But imagine if he didn't. Then that story will be really fucked up. I'm not the soda kid. I was the dude drinking the soda and then breathing it into his face. It's not like I didn't catch my fair share of ribbing. You see the picture of me from the article where I was a middle school chess champion. There's like red flag number 1. 35% body fat, octagonal glasses, getting interviewed in the local newspaper about my chess strategy. Distilled it down to one quote. I like to make attacking and defending moves at the same time. Walk on my damn toes. Had casts on both legs trying to fix me from walking on my toes. Snapped right back to walking on my toes as soon as they took the casts off. Like, I know I got a lot of Giga Chat energy right now, but, you know, I had to work at it. Venom! That's not, Venom doesn't say his own name in that voice. I don't know, Venom. They're roasting you in the quote tweets. Eddie! Private our account! Immediately! Me, after I fired 98% of my company's staff and then shit stops working. Yeah, sorry guys that shit stopped working. It's just the code for Twitter is really brittle for some reason. At some point we're going to need to do a full rewrite. Nice bit. Who's that? It's just a guy I made up in my head. Best feeling is when you learn something during the exam. Yeah, or like when you learn the answer to a question from a previous question. But do you ever get like a false epiphany during an exam where you're like something you never understood during the exam? You're like, oh shit, I finally get it. And then you answer the question, you're really proud of yourself. You get the exam back and your professor was like, 0, this is not right. Never happened in high school, happened in university a few times though. I remember my first calculus exam, I have 2 anecdotes about this. The other one is me having a Puss in Boots moment, reading the entire first page, realizing I don't know how to answer any questions, finally finding an easy question on the second page, and then realizing, wait a minute, I actually know how to do all this, and then I did pretty well in the exam. The other anecdote is I remember there was a question that was like, you are on one bank of a river, the other, to get to the other bank, you have to cross the river. You swim at this speed, and the current of the river is like this speed. This is the formula for like how much energy you use per second swimming. What angle should you swim at in order to like minimize the amount of energy used while crossing the bank of while crossing from one bank to the other? And I was like, I can do this. It's just like, it's a step-by-step, you know, I know I can modularize it. It's not one big problem. It's a series of small problems. And then I've got, I did like the first step and it spit out a 0. And I was like, I get it. It's a trick question. The maximum way to minimize your energy expenditure is to not cross at all, because then your energy expenditure would be 0. And I thought I was really, really smart. And then I got it back and the teacher was like, no. Is actually like 31 degrees. I wasn't even trying to like cheat the test. I actually thought that I had discovered like what the spirit of the question was. And now you play Mario Maker? Yeah, but I'm just built different. So if I ever had that problem in real life, I wouldn't like hire a physicist to consult. My ass would just get in the water and swim. And if I was a little tired when I got to the other side, I would say like, let's see you do it, Poindexter. I don't think we should ever calculate anything. Well, maybe like, never mind. I think it's probably a good thing. Oh, I should have gone to the right. Yeah, bridges, that's an important one. I'm happy that like, but like, here's the thing. I don't think that they make bridges safe to keep us safe and like avoid tragedy. I think that's like a happy accident. I think that the reason they make bridges safe is so that shit doesn't fall down because they're really expensive and they take a long time to make. In fact, I think that the companies making the bridges would happily throw a few more workers into the wood chipper if it got the bridge done 6 months earlier or for 10% under budget. As an engineer, this is definitely true. I don't know if you can say that. You should delete that. If you ever get like deposed or something in court, you don't want that on your digital footprint, I think. Can you just put like /s after it? It is crazy that bridges take so long to make. I don't work in construction at all. Like I'm not spreading the asphalt. I'm not designing the concrete or whatever. Why the hell does it take so long to like fix a road? Like they can't take that long. Right? They were building this shit in like ancient Greece. The Phoenicians were building roads like all over Asia Minor. Meanwhile, they can't fucking fix Canby Street so it has 3 lanes. It's like the biggest north-south thoroughfare in the city. They've been doing construction on it for 2 fucking years, including during COVID when nobody was fucking driving. Okay, hang on. Okay, Apollo, can I get the clip posted again? Okay. I don't know who this is yet.
Oh my god. I didn't order burritos. I ordered complimentary salsa. I thought I ordered 2 burritos, but I ordered 2 orders of free salsa. So my order was actually $0, but then there was the delivery charge and the under minimum charge of $11. So I paid $11. I paid $11 for salsa. Do you see this shit? Because it already comes, every order comes with complimentary salsa, and then I ordered 2 orders of complimentary salsa.
That's really funny. That's a funny clip. I don't care who you are, that's good old-fashioned humor right there. $11 free salsa. By the way, so I almost hit, I was just mashing buttons. I easily could have hit fuck your level, Apollo. Hey, Apollo, did you see that DoorDash in their annual earnings report lost $1.27 billion last year? How does this company keep... It has actually lost more money every year that it's operated. The fees keep going up, and they don't do anything. Is it the worst run business in human history? It seems... Imagine telling somebody this. Oh, I'm not even close. Imagine telling somebody this like 100 years ago. Hey, you know how you can order pizza delivery? I guess we got to go a little bit less than 100 years ago. You know how you can order a pizza? Well, there's like a new piece of technology in the modern era. You can order any food from any restaurant. They will deliver it to your house. Oh, so they like hire the drivers? No, the drivers just sort of like, they're just driving and they agree to take the food. But no, they don't like work for the company. They don't get any benefits or anything like that. Oh, so they like help the restaurant with some of the infrastructure? No, not at all. It's literally, it's just like a thing that you open up on your phone, which is kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like a book, like an interactive book that you can look at and... well, it must be expensive to run that. No, literally every time you open the app, it's like a fraction of a penny in cost to them. Well, they must not make very much money on the transaction then. No, that's the thing, is they make like 20% of the transaction, despite the fact that this company is not driving the food, making the food, and they did build the scaffolding for you to order the food. But that is a cost that most of the expense for that happened a long time ago, though there are some ongoing costs. Oh, so they must be the richest company in history? No. They're actually losing money every single year for selling nothing for too much money. It makes no sense. Like, they're like a landlord But at least landlords have the good sense to be profitable. Lots of R&D. Why don't you, sorry, you could probably guess what I was going to say. That was just, Apollo, can I just say as well, thank you for coming into chat. The clip was literally, it was not something designed to start an argument. It was just a good old-fashioned, wholesome clip that everyone can laugh at and maybe even see a little bit of themselves in. They pay the driver and give the user a discount. How is it a discount, though? My ass is paying like 30 bucks for a $14 burrito bowl. That's not a discount. There's a surcharge. Like, I literally, I will not order DoorDash for myself. We used to probably get Uber Eats or DoorDash, I would say 2x weekly. And it was actually, I'll admit, I hate the company. I don't hate the service necessarily, because getting food delivered is awesome, albeit like very expensive. But it was very helpful, especially when we had, when our baby was a little younger. But then, like, we started to, make more of like a weekend routine of like buying groceries and having like a rough meal plan of what we're going to eat for the week. And then, especially with the amount of food you get from Costco, it's like we probably order DoorDash now or Uber Eats like once a month. And the amount of money that saves is like, I mean, this is not an adds up. Like, if you skip it once, it adds up because this shit is expensive. It's just the fees are egregious. I also think that it's just, as I got older, I'm like, I'm sorry that I can't pay. Like, I would rather starve. Or let's not be melodramatic. I would rather not eat than pay you 60 bucks for 40 bucks worth of food. I'll go to the restaurant. That's what they turned me. They regressed me back to like the year 2000. I order on the app now and then I drive to the restaurant or walk to the restaurant and pick it up. I mean, I guess I would walk to it anyway if it was in walking range, but I'll make a special trip. I'm dashing my own food now. Then I'm coming home and I'm texting my wife, your order is on its way. I'm texting my wife, hope you're hungry, your driver is approaching, please meet them at the back door. Then she opens it up and I'm like, here's your food, have a great night. Don't forget to give me 5 stars on the app. And she's going, And then I get in my car and I drive. And sometimes I'll just do like 8 or 9 deliveries like that. I'll forget that my food was in that first bag. No, Prezzo, it's okay. You're, you're like 23? That's an okay age to spend money on DoorDash, in my opinion. 25? Oh, you got to cut that shit out, man. It's time to get serious. You think you're going to live forever? And then don't even get me started on that. Sometimes you'll order pickup from a restaurant and you're like, what the hell? I don't think this pho is supposed to be $17.99. And then you go on like their website and they're like large pho, $12.99. You look at it on the Uber Eats app, it's like $17.99. You're making me pay $5 extra per bowl just to order it on the fucking app, even though I'm picking it up myself? This shit is criminal, man. It's offensive. And I will stand for it, but you shouldn't. Help me. Oh, okay. We gotta call it. Just call the restaurant. I'm cooking at home now. That's what it is. I mean, this is not like I'm resolving to do this. This is just how we've been doing it from, for like several months now. Because like there's a, I hate to say it because like it sucks for this local business. There's a local business that my kid really likes. They don't have an app. They're not on Uber Eats. They're not on DoorDash. You can't online order on their website. So I used to call and be like, hey, can we get like one of these and one of these? And I'll come pick it up. And they were like, yeah. Then one time I called and someone picked it up and said, hello, restaurant name. And then I said, hey, can I order something for takeout? Before I even finished the sentence, their ass hung up on me. The next I hit redial. I didn't assume there was any malice. It patched me through it. The next time they picked up, it was someone's voicemail that was not even the restaurant. It was like, this is Mabel Albertson, leave a message. And I went, and I turned off. Then I typed in the number manually because I was like, something's not right with the redial. And they said, hello, this is restaurant name. Can I help you? And I said, I'd like to order some takeout. And then before I even finished the sentence, she clicked me. So I said, fuck that. So I don't go to that restaurant anymore because something's fucked up with their phone system. I don't think they were just hanging up on me for no reason. But like if they had an app or something, this wouldn't be a problem. I'm done with using the phone to call in orders. I should be clicking things on the menu instead of having to say them out loud. It could get garbled by the phone. The other person might not even be writing it down. They might just be like, I don't need to write it down. I'm smart. I'll just remember it. My fucking order's missing like half of the shit that I needed in the first place. The app at least has like an itemized receipt. It cuts out one possible medium of error. Anyway, slash marker SMM2 and then slash raid. I will send you over to my wife's stream. Have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. We should probably beat this level at some point. Later.
They always struggle to say your name. Buraian. Really? Ain't no way. Naion. I guess Naion is easier to say Buraian, but by a little bit. How about Kate? Is it 8 or is it 1? Kate. 6 depending on your accent. Excuse me? It will be 3 on my accent. Keito. Not 6. Keito. Kato. No. Kato is like cut. That's cut. Don't cut me. It's Keito. Keito. 3. But then like Keito. No, Keito. Keito? No. Keito. How's Kate wants to look? Kate. Am I stupid? I should stop doing that. I have never felt so stupid in my life. I'm gonna stop that. Oh my gosh. Kate is 1. It goes out in single word when you say it. Kate. Oh, one single sound. But it's Kate. 8. But then the t. How about the t though? It's like your tongue is like K, and then you gotta finish with the t. Kate. If it's 1, then it's K, right? Then it's K, but you have to say the T. The T is part of it. Kate. Kate. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. Oh. Stop it! I don't want to sound so stupid. You guys are making me look I'm so stupid. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do that. Please stop, please. We all cut the k sound with the t sound. Kt. Shit. Stop it. I'm done. They say stop. They cut the k sound with the t sound, so then it's kt, but then it's like kt. Kate? I don't know. I was just trying. Get me out of here. I'm out. I hope I can rewatch this quality discussion. No, please. Oh my gosh. I don't want to be so... People in the comment section, the comment section would be like, oh my god, she's so stupid. Oh my god, how did she marry NL? NL is like super smart. She sounds so dumb. What a dumb bitch. The comment section is gonna be all full of like, Kate is a dumb bitch. So we're playing the Meo. Demeo? Maybe I should just stop streaming today. I can't. I can't. Oh my god. Demio. 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 Oh, sorry. I'm just crying a little bit. It's cause, before I started the stream, or as soon as I started the stream, I asked Palm Flame how to say the name. And then she said, I would say the name Demio, and I was like, Demio. And the whole time I was talking about Demio. And then we were talking about something else, and then that just got erased from my mind. And here I was.
Can you sing some Genuine? Oh, you mean the burp song? Burr, 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 burr. I'm just a bachelor, looking for a partner. Someone who knows how to ride without trying to fall in love. Got to be compatible. Push it to the limit. Be sure when I break it off, she's not gonna wanna get off. You're horny, let's do it. Riding on my pony, my saddle's waiting. Come and jump on it. Like that Genuine song.